She messaged me, unable to join me this evening. An unexpected issue arose. For the sixth occasion this month, I responded, absolutely no issue whatsoever. Afterward, I utilized the Find My iPhone feature to discover precisely where that unexpected issue truly resided, her former partner's residential building. The floral arrangement I arranged to be sent there, complete with the termination note affixed, caused her considerable alarm. Initial entry. I, a 35-year-old man, had shared a relationship with Jessica, aged 33, for roughly 18 months. Unmarried, yet we had discussed cohabitating soon. She maintained her residence, I kept mine, appearing as the logical progression forward. That shifted last month when the postponements began. Initial instance. Apologies, dear, workplace crisis, let's reschedule. Second occurrence. Mother's health faltered, required my attention. Third, sudden headache struck unexpectedly. Fourth, fifth, and this evening the sixth within the month. Unable to attend tonight, an unexpected issue arose. On each occasion, I would counter with a variant such as, no worries, recover soon, or wishing all resolves well. However, this evening, positioned solitary at the eatery I had reserved for our milestone meal, gazing at her most recent postponement message, a realization abruptly surfaced. Jessica and I had enabled mutual position tracking on our devices. It commenced during her business journey the prior year when she desired confirmation of her safe arrival. We never deactivated it. Evidently, she overlooked that minor aspect. I accessed Find My iPhone. Her indicator appeared. Not at the office, not with her mother, not at her dwelling tending to a headache. She was situated at Riverside Residences. I recognized that development. Her previous beau, Brandon, occupied a unit there. The prior partner, she insisted, held no ongoing connection. The prior partner who signified nothing to her any longer. I remained seated for a solid 5 minutes, observing that tiny marker remained stationary at his structure. The server inquired if I was prepared to select from the menu. Indeed, I affirmed. Solely the bill for the beverage, if you would. En route to my abode, I drove past a floral boutique remaining operational. A notion emerged. One of those notions that materializes entirely as if my mind had been devising it covertly. I require a floral bundle dispatched this evening, I informed the shopkeeper. To Riverside Residences, this evening. That constitutes expedited service. It will incur additional charges, that's acceptable. Additionally, affix a note, a particular inscription. Subsequent entry, the floral establishment inquired about the delayed dispatch but compensation persuades. Instructed them to forward to the central administration of Riverside Residences with directives to summon Brandon Tillman's residence for collection. The arrangement, 24 crimson blooms. The note. Jessica, given your frequent unexpected issues, I presumed I'd alleviate your burden of fabricating pretexts. It's over. Relish your time with Brandon. Additional note, your position broadcast remains active. You ought to address that. Grant, the shopkeeper arched a brow yet transcribed it verbatim as dictated. Compensated the premium for dispatch verification and a photograph of the receiver. Subsequently, I returned home and undertook what I ought to have initiated weeks earlier. I began linking indicators. Her device had been positioned screen downward recently. She had frequently extended her work hours, yet her compensation statements revealed no supplementary earnings. She had alluded to that offhandedly, griping regarding her supervisor. She had grown peculiar regarding scheduling commitments, consistently preferring spontaneity. My communication device erupted approximately 40 minutes subsequently. Jessica attempting contact. Rejected. Jessica attempting contact. Rejected. Jessica attempting contact. Rejected. Message. Grant, kindly respond. Message. It's not as it appears. Message. The blooms were rooted erroneously. Message. I'm with my mother. Kindly permit me to clarify. I disabled delivery confirmations and retired for the night. Attempted, rather. Primarily reclined, pondering how I had been scheming to propose cohabitation the following month. Had already scouted larger accommodations. Gratitude to Find My iPhone, presumably. Subsequent morning, verified her position. She was at her dwelling. Then I examined Brandon's Instagram profile. We lacked mutual following, but his account remained accessible. Recent entry uploaded at 2 a.m. an image of crimson blooms in a container. No description, merely a contemplative symbol. The audacity of this individual. Jessica arrived at my residence near 10 a.m. I monitored via the entryway surveillance as she lingered for 20 minutes. Rapping intermittently, vocalizing my name. Her gaze was inflamed, cosmetics disheveled. She had evidently endured sleeplessness. Grant, I recognize your presence inside. Your vehicle is visible. Kindly allocate 5 minutes. I maintained silence. Ultimately, she departed. Then communications from her acquaintances commenced. Megan, what action did you take against Jessica? She appears distraught. Truly, Bloom's accompanied by a termination declaration. That's harsh. Vanessa, Jessica erred, yet she adores you. Avoid discarding a valuable bond over a misinterpretation. A misinterpretation, that's their terminology for it. I countered Vanessa as she seemed the most rational among them. Misinterpretation. She was positioned at her former partner's residence when anticipated at our milestone meal. Her indicator displayed her presence for 3 hours. Precisely what am I misinterpreting? Vanessa. She was merely conversing with him. He has been enduring difficulties. Convenient. Ah, indeed, the variety of conversation necessitating 6 monthly postponements. Understood. She offered no further response. Subsequent entry 2. Jessica intensified her pursuits. Began appearing at my employment site. Personnel declined her entry. Identification mandatory. Yet she persisted in the reception area for 4 hours. My associates relished the spectacle, observing through the transparent portals as she occupied a seat with a beverage and swollen lids. Man, simply converse with her, my coworker Rob suggested. She appears devastated. She seemed rather at ease at Brandon's residence 2 evenings prior. Perhaps a rationale exists? Rob, what rationale justifies this? Inform me. I'm eager to learn. He lacked one. Descended at midday, chiefly because my superior began casting glances regarding the diversion in our reception. Jessica sprang upright upon sighting me. Grant, appreciated heavens, kindly heed. You possess 2 minutes, and our discussion occurs precisely here publicly. She surveyed the onlookers feigning disinterest. Might we relocate outdoors? 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. Very well, very well. Brandon messaged me last month. His father passed. He was faltering, required a confidant, so converse via telephone. He was profoundly distressed, Grant, imbibing, discussing imprudent actions. Thus summon emergency services. Summon his parent. Summon virtually anyone besides the partner who vowed no interaction. I aimed to assist, by deferring 6 engagements, by falsifying your position, by covertly maneuvering. I anticipated your response akin to this. I genuinely chuckled. You foresaw my adverse reaction to your deceptions and clandestine encounters with your prior partner. Thus you proceeded with deceptions and clandestine encounters with your prior partner. Exemplary reasoning, Jess. It transpired differently. No impropriety occurred. Your indicator lingered at his residence for 3 hours. On our milestone evening, we merely conversed. Consider this. I remain indifferent whether you conversed, engaged in word games, or performed a ritual to commune with his deceased parent. You falsified, at minimum 6 instances. You selected him repeatedly over our bond. It's concluded. Grant, kindly, duration elapsed. I re-entered. She lingered another hour prior to personnel requesting her departure. That nightfall, Brandon contacted me. The nerve of this fellow. Fellow, you must relax, he initiated. Fellow, we lack camaraderie. You're the individual covertly involved with my partner. Former partner, he amended. And I lacked covert intent. Jessica acted as a benevolent ally who misleads her partner to rendezvous with her prior partner. You possess a unique interpretation of alliance. Listen, individual. Jessica and I share a past. Occasionally, individuals require resolution. Resolution demands 6 confidential gatherings. What precisely are you resolving? A contract. You're behaving rudely. She selected you, correct? No, Brandon. She selected you? 6 occasions this month. I merely formalized it. Regardless, individual, you're misguided. Amusingly, I can observe her position currently. Care to guess her location? Quietude, correct, your residence, once more. Elaborate further on her selection of me. He disconnected. Subsequent entry 3. The presumption intensified markedly across the ensuing days. Jessica's mother, Diane, telephoned me. I had consistently esteemed Diane. Deemed her sensible. I erred. Grant, dear. Jessica elucidated all. This constitutes a significant misinterpretation. Diane, I hold you in regard, but no misinterpretation exists. She deceived repeatedly. She endeavored to aid that young man. You recognize Jessica's expansive compassion. She possesses such expansive compassion she disregarded our milestone to solace her prior partner. Individuals err. You intend to discard your entire prospect over this. What prospect? One wherein she hastens to Brandon whenever he encounters adversity. where I perpetually question if an unexpected issue implies his company, that prospect. You're acting harshly. That floral spectacle proved mortifying. Mortifying was occupying a solitary position at a milestone meal while she resided at another's dwelling. He's enduring bereavement. His father perished 5 years prior, Diane. I researched the memorial notice, so either Brandon misled Jessica or Jessica misled you. Extended silence, that cannot be accurate. Joseph Tillman perished August 2019. Verify independently. She terminated the call. Presumably she verified. Then emerged the monetary presumption. Observe, Jessica and I had arranged a getaway, Cabo forthcoming month. I had covered the entirety, air travel, lodging, activities, approximately $3,000 to $800 aggregate. She intended to reimburse her portion, but circumstances constrained, and I had indicated no urgency. Message from Jessica. I acknowledge our separation, but that getaway remains non-cancelable. We ought to proceed. As companions, the boldness, my response. Already modified the booking to solitary occupancy. Appreciated the prompt to nullify your passage. You lack authority for that. I intended reimbursement. When? Following your subsequent clandestine rendezvous with Brandon. That's my getaway also. I require this excursion, my response. Then reserve your own. Cabo persists undiminished. I lack current funds, appears as your concern. She dispatched 18 additional messages regarding my appropriation of her excursion. Ignored each. But herein lies the intriguing aspect. Her acquaintance Megan elected to propagate a narrative that I had been domineering and mistreating, prompting Jessica to seek solace elsewhere. She uploaded ambiguous drivel on social platforms with Jessica's tearful symbol endorsement. Thus I undertook something spiteful, perhaps excessively spiteful, but I had abandoned the elevated path. I uploaded the captured image. The Find My iPhone display indicating Jessica at Brandon's dwelling. Timestamp distinctly displaying our milestone meal duration. Description. When you believe she's at employment, but find my aids in revealing her actual locale. Public service announcement. If intending infidelity, deactivate position broadcast. The reactions surged. Shared contacts who had absorbed Jessica's narrative abruptly posed inquiries. Numerous inquiries, hold on. She claimed maternal visit that evening. Brandon, the prior Brandon, didn't his father perish years back? Jessica telephoned me shrieking, you disseminated our confidential matters. You publicized when your acquaintances labeled me mistreating. Remove it. Deactivate your position broadcast initially. Oh, belatedly, required 3 days to comprehend. You're demolishing my standing. No, Jessica. You demolished your standing. I merely supplied evidence. Subsequent entry 4. The following dawn arose to discover my vehicle vandalized. Profound abrasion from anterior to posterior on the operator's flank. Reviewed my surveillance recording, cloaked silhouette, but I identified those athletic footwear. The vivid roseate pair I had gifted Jessica for her commemoration. Lodged a law enforcement complaint, presented the recording. They indicated absent clear facial visibility, substantiation would prove challenging, they'd investigate. Then Jessica committed her gravest error. She messaged me. Trust you appreciate your vehicle's fresh coating. That's your retribution for mortifying me. Captured image, forwarded to law enforcement, forwarded to my coverage provider, forwarded to my attorney associate who advised retain that. Rely on it. The repair valuation returned at $2,400. My coverage would indemnify, but I would incur the retention fee. Thus I proceeded as any rational individual would. I initiated minor claims tribunal documentation. But initially, one additional occurrence transpired. Brandon appeared at my residence, not Jessica. Brandon, we require discussion, he declared, attempting menace. We truly do not. You're tormenting Jessica. I have abstained from outreach since her confession to vandalizing my vehicle. She's vulnerable presently. Vulnerable? She inflicted $2,000 in impairment to my vehicle. You disseminated regarding her digitally. Subsequent to her acquaintances labeling me mistreating. It's termed self-preservation. Observe, simply cease pursuing her and will reciprocate. We. Oh, thus you're unified now? Fascinating. Elaborate on how naught transpired between you. His visage flushed. We're partnered now affirmatively. So what? You terminated with her. And therein resides the verity at last. How extended were you two genuinely communicating prior to my discovery? Irrelevant now. It pertains to the minor claims tribunal matter. Sentimental impairment comprehend. Discovering my partner unfaithful, not merely deceptive. You cannot substantiate. I elevated my device, capturing, I can presently. Appreciated confirming your partnership. How extended, Brandon? When did it genuinely commence? He discerned his misstep. You're capturing me? It's a unilateral authorization jurisdiction.